Hey, Danny. Hey, Trevor. How you doing today? Good. How's everybody out there? Let me know in the comments down below. So what do we got today? Well, Danny, today we've got a really cool car from the John Harry's estate. Oh yeah, your old friend. Yeah. Unfortunately, he did pass away, but I ended up getting his 1953 Ford Crown Victoria. Ooh, that's a nice one. I like it in black. Yeah, black is pretty cool. So this is a Lindberg kit, but I did notice something cool on the box. Oh, what's that? Well, if you look, it actually has the round 2 logo. Oh, neat. Yeah. So, sorry I'm using your neck there, Danny. Oh. But, yeah, it's kind of interesting when I saw that, because this is still a box from the Lindberg days. Yeah, that styling. Yeah. Where, the only picture they have on the box is the model itself. Yeah. So, without further ado, Danny, I think we should go down to the bench and open the plastic on this and see what's inside. Yeah! 1953 marked the 50th anniversary of the Ford Motor Company, and the 1953 Ford Victoria helped celebrate that great event. This model kit is a Lindberg kit, molded in 1/25th scale, and it is a skill level 2 kit which will require paint and glue. Proudly made in the United States of America as a official Ford licensed product. Now, this model kit originally came out 3 times, and the first one was in Lindberg from 1998. The second one was in 2013, which is this model kit. And the third one, which was a Coca-Cola edition, came out in 2019. Now, Lindberg is notorious for using the same image all around on all 6 corners of the boxes, but what we have here are the features, which include the opening hood, detailed chassis with complete suspension, chrome-plated parts, detailed engine, vinyl tires with white walls, and a detailed interior. Ooh, cool. As I was saying before, Danny, this is a Lindberg-style box, but at this stage, Round 2 must have just purchased Lindberg because their logo appears on the side of the box as well. Oh yeah. So it says it's over 8 inches long, 20 centimeters in length. Doesn't say how wide it is, but it says Lindberg's skill levels provide a guide for matching a kit to a builder's experience, ranging from level 1, least difficult, to level 3, the most difficult. Oh wow. Getting back to our history for the 53 Ford, Danny. Yeah? The car was originally designed in 1952 and was a basically upgraded model from the 49 to 51 series. Oh yeah, and it included a wider body, slightly different front grille treatment, as well as interior features and side panels and taillights. Oh, neat. So total redesign then. Yeah, Danny. Here's a really cool ad from the year before, and you can see the car body cut away with the engine underneath. You can also see how close to the hood that the air cleaner is sitting. Oh yeah, that is cool. And here you can see the bench seats cut away with the springs inside as well, and our brakes with the brake drums, and inside the trunk. And there is the gas filler tube going in the back. Oh, that is a really cool ad. And this ad here is actually showing the different models of Ford for 1953. And you can see down here is our Crestline Victoria. And the only thing that makes this car different from the exterior anyway, from the other cars, is the roof. You can see that the roof comes down here and then cuts across. So this post all comes into the one little point. Whereas with the regular Ford, you see more of a hardtop roof in here, which gives much more support. Oh yeah. Now on the back of our Lindberg box, you can actually see that it has instructions in Japanese, French, German, Spanish, Italian, and Dutch. Oh, cool. And that also is with the English, right? Yeah, for sure. Now this body style, Danny, went from 52 to 54, and then in 55 and 56 it was another new design, and the final designs were 57 and 58, and then a new one in 59. Oh, cool. So many changes in those years. Yeah, Danny, for sure. At least 5, I believe. Yeah. So open up the box. Let's see these plastic parts. Okay, Danny. Now the Lindberg boxes don't lift straight off like the AMT ones. These are like those awful Ravel ones I don't like, where they actually hinge open like this. Oh yeah, those things are troublesome. Yep. But anyway, this is what we have. So taking the plastic off, this is fresh for the vintage. Fresh. Yep. We've got our chrome, which we'll take a look at in a minute. Got a couple of tires floating around here. Treads look really good on them. Yeah. There's our body. Ooh, look at that. Indentations like Lindberg had for adding the chrome strips. Yeah. And then here we've got all our white components in this nice crinkly bag making all the noise. Yeah, for sure. And there's more of our tires down there. We've got our clear glass components. Yeah. And then we've got our instructions here. Oops. Something fell down. Oh, our decal sheet. Really tiny one. Can you get it? Yeah, I got it. So we'll look at that later. And then we've got our taillights. So let's clear this out of the way and take a look at our instructions, Danny. Yeah, instructions first, plastic later. Yep, sorry, forgot. Here we have the instruction sheet, Danny, and they don't give you a little drawing of the car up there. Oh, that's too bad. But they do give you this nice fold-out map. So we'll open it up and take a look at our first building step. Cool! So, Danny, here's our first 3 build steps, which relate to the engine block. And this is the last year for the Ford Flathead engine. Oh, cool. That's 53, right? Yep. And AMT has a 53 Ford truck with the same motor in it as well. So you can actually have the car, the truck, and there is a pace car version of this too. Oh, cool. So let's take a look at our engine. So we have our right and left hand side engine block, right and left hand side cylinder head. And remember that the spark plugs go through the top of the flathead. Oh yeah, of course. And then we've got our intake manifold, our coil, starter motor, oil pan, transmission pan, and there is a torque converter air intake. So it's really tiny. Watch for it and make sure you get it in the right spot. Yeah. And then getting into step 2, got our air cleaner, our carburetor, fuel pump, oil filter, right and left hand side exhaust manifolds, the breather tube, which is coming out up top here on our intake manifold, somewhere near it anyway. We also have our oil filler tube, and then we've got our front cover. Wow, this is a really nice engine. Yeah, I believe it's one of the better flatheads out of all of them. Cool. We've got our upper radiator hoses up here, lower radiator hoses, so this has a complete system. Yeah, that's neat. How come there's 4? Well, because in the flathead era, the water jackets were on each side of the engine, and I don't know if they crossed in the middle somewhere, but basically you've got a right and left hand side bank, because the V8 was basically made out of 2 4-cylinders. Oh, that's interesting. We also have a distributor in here which replaces, well, this is the tube style with the single cap, which replaces the dual style they used to have. Oh yeah, again, the old style was 4 cylinders per side, and then the new one, of course, is all 8 in one. Neat. So you got your generator up top, and then your fan belts and pulleys, and the fan. And then down here, this is the exhaust tube that connects up front, because the exhaust was running to the front and going across, coming out a tube, whereas in the more modern engines, they dump out toward the back. Oh yeah, more efficient. Yeah, for sure. There's also some decals which get placed along here in the engine, so make sure you check your instructions on the decal sheet before you start the assembly. Now we get into steps 4, 5, and 6, which show the suspension, rear axle, and mufflers onto the chassis. Oh, cool. And Danny, did you know that this was the first year for Ford to have power brakes and power steering? Oh, really? Yeah, before that it was just limited to Mercury and Lincoln. I did not know that. So here we've got the lower A-arm assembly, coil springs, and then the front kingpins left and right side. Ooh, that is detailed. Yeah, and then we've got our tie rod going in to connect the two kingpins, so you actually have posable steering. Oh, whoa! You've got a V-cross member being glued in place for mounting your engine, and the mufflers which will go in here, and I do believe part of this covers the mufflers. Neat! And then you've got your rear axle, which is 4 pieces, the right and left hand side springs, the axle itself, and then the front portion of the axle where the gears are. Oh, neat! Step 7 completes the rear end of the car, where we put in our shock absorbers, drop in our completed rear axle, and put the exhaust pipes in underneath. Now, I think the pipes should go in first, though, Danny, because otherwise you might have trouble getting that around the rear axle. Oh, yeah, I've done that before. Yeah, it's not good. Nope. Now, here we've got our interior, and this is really nice because the side panels are molded separately, as is the floor pan, and the rear seat molded in there as well. Yeah, so you get nice detail and crisp. Yep, for sure. Our bench seat is 2 parts with the back and the front going together. Next we focus on panel 9, which shows our instrument panel being put into place. We have our steering column going in as well as the steering wheel, and our firewall up front with our brake master cylinder. Oh, nice. And then step 10, we see our engine being mounted into the chassis. There's a pitman arm, and that is our steering, of course. We've got our drive shaft connecting the engine to the rear axle, and then we have our interior assembled being dropped into place onto the chassis. Lots of detail in this kit. Too bad that the front of the box didn't show any of that. Yeah, I know. Here we've got a little piece that looks like it's going onto the front of the engine. I think that's the mounts onto the chassis, so look for the little pin down here. In panel 11, we see our battery being glued to the inner fender apron, and we've got a 2-piece blower motor going right there and there, Danny. We also have a storage bottle on the inner left front fender. So really nicely detailed in here. Our radiator will glue into place onto all 4 radiator hoses, so you're going to have to maneuver those around a little bit. Oh yeah. We also have a radiator wall to mount our radiator to. Ooh, that is really intense in there. I was right about the separate side trim, Danny. Oh, that's good. Yeah, and here it is being glued into place, so you don't have to try to chrome foil that or anything. Oh, wow. Now here we've got our rear window being glued in, and there's a rear tray underneath that window too. Oh, that would hook up with the interior. Yeah, so be careful on that one. Make sure you get it aligned properly so it fits in place. Now here we have spotlight handles being glued on the inside. Oh, wow. And we've got our windshield, which I think you should put in first, Danny. Oh, yeah. Rear view mirror and all that goodness. So, yeah, a lot going on in this model. Yeah. Here's panel 14. We've got an opening hood, and you even add in hood hinges. Now, I'm not sure if they're operational or just to hold the hood open. Sometimes on these kits they're like that. There is a horn assembly which glues up inside the hood. Now that's interesting. Yeah, guess gets it out of the way when you open the hood up. Yeah, for sure. There's also a hood ornament which will glue down here. Oh yeah, I missed this part. So you have an option between the closed hood or the open hood. So if you have the hood closed, you just put on the hood ornament. But if it's open, then you add in the horn and the springs and everything too. Oh, I see. So once you get that figured out, you then drop your body onto the chassis. Cool. Panel 15 shows the front of the car going together. So you've got your headlight bezels and then the headlight lenses. Oh yeah. So again, make sure you've got those aligned properly and off at a weird angle. Oh. And then you've got your grille being glued into place. It's got separate turn signal lenses. Oh, that's neat. And then your front bumper. Panel 16 has our spotlights, and they even have lenses in them. Whoa, that is intense. We also have 2-piece side mirrors going on, Danny, right and left-hand side. So this model is actually fully loaded as far as the actual Ford goes. Oh, yeah. And you've even got door handles installed, too. Holy smokies. Panel 17 shows the fender skirts right and left-hand side going on. Now, I don't know if those were optional or not, but I think I'll install mine. Yeah, they really make the car look more streamlined. Yeah, for sure. And then you've got these wheels. Now, look at how many pieces are in here. We've got the front wheel itself with the hubcap installed. Yep. And then the whitewall tire. Oh, yeah. Then it goes into the rubber tire. Then there's a wheel back. And then there's a retainer and the brake drum. So that would all go together. So you got to be careful in here like it shows. So you glue on the pin. You lock in the brake drum. You do not glue the wheel retainer to the inside of the brake drum. Oh, so no, wait, I'm wrong. So you glue on the pin and you glue onto the edge of the retainer. And, well, you'd slip this through, then glue it. Yeah, I know what you mean. And then that will go into the wheel back. So the whole thing is rotating on this piece, which is around the wheel retainer. Cool. Panels 18 and 19 show the back of the car going together, Danny. Oh, cool. And here you have your taillight bezels, the chrome ones going there, as well as the taillight lenses. And you even have right and left-hand side backup lights going there. Oh, that is really cool. And then down here, you have the Continental Kit. Now, this is, of course, the extra tire cover. Now, this is optional. You don't actually have to put this thing on. But it's got a front and a back. And then the parts you do have to put on, of course, are the license plate, which covers up the fuel filler door. It almost looks like it's hinged, too. Oh, yeah, that's cool. And then we've got bumperettes for the back and the rear bumper itself. Oh, now that is neat. I'd like to see this thing customized, though. I wonder if anybody's done anything out there in Model Land to do that. Let us know in the comments down below. Yeah, for sure, Danny. Down at the very bottom of this instruction sheet, you've got your call-outs for where your decals will go. Oh, that's neat. And moving along the side here, you've got your paint chart, as well as images of the back of the car showing where the decals go. Yeah, so I'm just going to move this back again, Danny. Just a quick question before we carry on. Which do you like better, the 53 Ford or like the 53 Chevys and GMs? Or maybe even the 53 Chryslers and Plymouths or Hudsons or that? Yeah, let us know in the comments down below which one you would like to have. Now we'll take a look at this body, Danny. Oh, it is really nice. Yeah, it is for sure. But it does look a little soft as far as depth of details and cuts. Yeah, it kind of does. Like the cut around the front headlights. Yeah. These headlights look like they're Frenched, don't they? Yeah. They're pretty neat. Now here we've got the indentations for where the chrome goes. There's a nice V8 emblem right on that front fender up there, Danny. Yeah. Underneath, there's some mold marks you'd have to clean down a little bit. There are holes for those spotlights to go through. This section under the hood you have to remove. It even tells you to. It says remove. Yeah, make sure that's gone. And we also have our front panel there where the hood hinge would go. Out back, you can see the filler cap. And yeah, it does look hinged there. Yeah. You even got the rear door or trunk lid handle. Hey, that almost looks like the Meteor, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It's got that V in there. Yeah, not a regular V like that, but the sloped seagull type wings. So maybe I could duplicate that and use that on my 56 Meteor on the trunk lid. Yeah, go for it, Trev. Yeah, I'll have to figure that one out. Put the star in the center. Yeah. Overall, though, I think this is really well done, and you're going to enjoy it to build. Whether you build the old Lindberg version or the AMT one, if you can find it. Yeah. Here's our first parts tree, Danny, and this one is, of course, the chassis. It's got the front splash pan molded in place. You can see the holes for the springs and the front axle to go into. Lots of nice detail back here. You got your fuel cell and the spare tire. Oh yeah, that is cool. So bring it up to the camera, you can see, again, it feels a little bit soft, like there's no texture in here or anything, but it is quite nice. There is a copyright right in here, so if you don't like those, you can always sand them out. But overall, not bad. Looking from the top, the splash apron looks correct. You can even see the tops of the shock absorbers there. Ooh, cool. Nice and flat here. Mold marks are down to a dull roar. Overall, Danny, this is really nice. It should go good in your kit. Here we've got our interior panels, Danny. And oh yeah, there is no package shelf back there, so you have to glue that on. Got our front of a bench seat and back, as well as the floor. Look at this T section in here. Oh, that's interesting. Nice texture on there. Got the ashtrays on the sides as well. The panel back here is pretty basic, but you could use some decals in there, upholstery ones, if you got them. Nice handles on the backs. The grab handles these are actually for hanging towels, believe it or not. Oh, wow. Yeah, so there's the underneath, and quite a bit of flash on the parts tree. So watch for that as you're going around with your hobby knife. Here we've got the parts which contain our engine block as well as our kingpins and our fender skirts, the inner wheel aprons, our radiator hoses and exhaust pipes, as well as our brake master cylinder, distributor, and then some of the things like our oil filter and possibly generator. And we've got our wheel backs here. Oh yeah, look at that engine, Danny. You've got the cylinder holes as well as the holes for the valves. Oh, cool. And the transmission, which is a standard one. Yeah. Those inner fender aprons are quite nice as well. Very cool. So again, this should be a nice model to build, even if the detail is a little smooth. Yeah. So here we have our package shelf. We've also got the brace for our engine mount underneath, the crossover pipe for our exhaust, and it looks like one of the exhaust manifolds, as well as these two components here, which I forget what they are. Oh, that's embarrassing. Yeah, for sure. But again, they're nice and smooth. Should be quite easy to install in your kit. There's a little bit of mold marks underneath here, but that shouldn't matter since the package shelf will be facing this way. Yeah, so good luck on installing these. This parts tree includes our steering wheel and our fan belts and pulleys, as well as the front springs. There's our fan itself. We've got more headers here, which is interesting. There's the horns for under the hood, and these little tiny pieces, be careful of those. Oh yeah. We've also got our little wheel backs here, as well as our exhausts. Cool. Now, one thing about the steering wheel is there's actually a little decal on the real car, or a special button that said 50 years of Ford. Oh, that is neat. Yeah, I discovered that looking it up online. So overall, again, the parts are nice and it should be good in your model. Now here we've got our whitewall tire inserts, Danny, the blower motor, the front of the engine, air cleaner, battery, the hood hinges, the transmission pan, oil pan, the cylinder heads, the intake manifold, all the little goodies that go on the manifold, including the carburetor, our rear axle, rear springs, and our front lower A-arms. Nice! Looking at the valve cover, or the cylinder heads, pardon me, you got all the bolts in there. You've also got the the spark plugs, and there's these little bits here which are part of the cooling system. So if you ever see a flathead motor, make sure you know where all those components go. Yeah, for sure. This parts tree includes our inner door panels, our radiator, the radiator support wall, and our firewall, as well as the wheel retainers. And this looks like master cylinder. No, that's the steering box. Oh yeah. You got the floor pedal molded in place here, our gas pedal, and then we've got our wires here, as well as different locations for the master cylinder and blower motor to fit in. Look at those door panels, Danny. Oh, those are nice. Yeah, you got these three little stars back here, as well as the cranks. So again, nice 1950s space motifs. Yeah, that is really awesome. And here we've got our hood, Danny, as well as the drive shaft, the optional spare tire, Continental Kit. We've got our front tie rods here, shock absorbers, steering column, and the dashboard. So you can see the floor mat, or the fireproof matting underneath the hood, as well as a little opening for the air cleaner. Cool. Flipping it over, the hood is nice and smooth. I don't think, no, there's no Ford lettering there. But you got the spot for the hood ornament. And the Continental Kit actually has the Ford badge on there for 53. Neat. And then we've got our dashboard. It's a pretty tall one. It's got the cool instrument cluster on there, as well as our radio, and then these little knobs that I think you slid them up and down for opening up your vents on your air conditioner or your heater. Oh, cool. Yeah, so real space age back in the day. Kind of like George Jetson and the robots. The Jetsons? That's the 60s, Trev. I think you're more thinking like Forbidden Planet. That's in the 50s. Oh yeah, for sure. And I got this cool Polar Lights model from the John Harry's collection as well, which I'll open up and review over on the Monster Hobbies Monster Model Dungeon YouTube channel in the future. Oh, cool. I can't wait to see that one. Okay, Danny, we've got our Chrome, glorious Chrome. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's lots to choose from here. So we've got our spotlights right there. Cool. And the arms for our rear view mirrors, or sight, yeah, on the doors. Yep. And then we've got our hubcaps here, and it looks like you might have to paint the Ford logos in, unless there's a decal on the decal sheet. Oh yeah. And then here we've got our grille. Oh, that looks almost like if you wanted to customize a thing, you could use the one from the 56 Ford. Yeah, or maybe even a 53 Chev. Yeah, I mean, give it a try for those out there. Yeah, I'm going to keep mine stock though, Danny. Okay, be boring. Yeah, I'll be boring. All right, anyway, we've got our front and rear bumpers here. We've got the side trim. Yeah, that's cool. More there. And then we've got these little bumperettes, which will help chrome up the rear bumper on the body. Yep. Got a rear view mirror. That's the central one. These also look like spotlights, so I'm not sure what those are. Oh, yeah, interesting. And then we've got the chrome bezels for our headlights, as well as the door handles, and a bunch of the fog and running lights. Neat. There's the handles for the spotlights anyway. Oh, yeah. Okay, bringing this up to the camera, you can actually read that it says Crestline right in those badges. Oh, cool. And front grille is nice. I do like that. Yeah, it is good in its own right. But a Pontiac one in there would be neat. Okay, yeah, Danny. On the back, pretty smooth. You would, of course, clear off the chrome there to glue it to your body. Getting that plastic-to-plastic contact. It does look like they had some wheels in here. I think that is for the pace car. If you haven't seen me unbox a pace car, it's also on the channel. Check that video out. Yeah, it's cool. Now, Danny brought up about customizing the 53 Ford, and in here, this is a custom craft magazine from July 1961, and some really cool ideas from way back then. Oh yeah, right in the height of customizing. Here we have Doc's Dreamboat, which is a wonderful 53 Ford, which has been customized with a lot of bits. So what we have in here is the Chrysler grills. We also have a Buick trim piece and some from a Mercury. So again, really cool ideas, and they also had to round the hood corners in order to make it match the grille opening. Oh, that's really neat. And here's the Doc's car from a side view. You can see he also added on those full moon hubcaps in order to make the car look nice and sleek. Oh yeah, for sure. Here's the car from the back end, and they say that they used a 58 Pontiac rear bumper just to make this look a lot nicer. It's also got that cool area for the license plate. Oh yeah, that is neat. Also looks like he Frenched the rear taillights too. Yeah, for sure, Danny. Here's a picture of the dashboard, which the Doc had chrome plated. Oh wow, that is cool. And I was a little bit wrong, Danny. I thought these were sliders, but they're actual pull-out buttons. Oh yeah, I see that now. And if that wasn't radical enough for you, Danny, check out this one. Ooh, that is neat. So this guy took headlights from another 53 Ford and added them along the bottom here underneath the grille and welded them in place and then put a new grille inside. Oh man, that is cool. And out back, 6 Oldsmobile taillights are set in extended fenders. Don Moore did paintwork on the tire cover. Neato! Now this car was owned by John Frentino of Hudson, New York way back in the day, and he used custom upholstery which even covers the dash and the sun visor. And it says, note the teardrop plastic knobs. Cool! Next up, Danny, we've got our clear components as well as our tires. Oh, you're adding the tires in. Yeah, I thought I would just to make the video go a little faster. Oh, okay. So here we've got our front glass, which also includes our side windows. Be careful when you're clipping it off because it's attached right there, and that could, if you maneuver this wrong, put a scratch up your window, a crack. Oh yeah, you don't want that. Then we got our rear window, same thing. Make sure you're careful cutting it out. Got our front headlights with the mesh in there. Make sure the lines of the mesh, the grid, are going north, south, east, west, and not at an angle. Yeah, you don't like that. And then, this is an interesting clear component. I think that's our water reservoir for windshield wipers. Ooh, neat. Then we've got our parking lights as well as little lights for the spotlights. Oh yeah, the glass you mean. Yeah, the glass, that's what I mean. Good. We've got our red tail lamps right here, and then we'll take a look at our tires. So bringing the tail lights out, you can see the bullets in the back, and that's just how they should be. Yeah, cool. Okay, look at the tires. Okay, looking at the tires. You got the pie crust edges. This is the back of the tire. The front has the insert for the plastic whitewall to go in there. Cool. And the tread pattern on these is quite nice. Although, yeah, there, you can kind of see it there. Yeah, for sure. Now on the real car, these would be bias ply tires. And the bias ply, the tread runs at an angle like this. So Danny, here is a cross-section of your bias ply tire, and that's what it would look like with the tread removed if you could see the steel cords underneath. Oh, wow! So they kind of weave in. Yeah, so one set of cords weaves in this way, and then the set over top weave in at the opposite direction, giving you a 45-degree crossing in underneath the tire. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, it's called the crown angle. Oh! So these tires are the ones that came out originally way back in the early days of cars and kept going up until the radial. It was introduced in '48. Although in the States they were still using these, and they came up with bias belted tires, which tried to reduce some of the movement of the treads in here. Oh, cool. You mean the bands? Yeah, I mean the bands. Now we've got the decal sheet reveal, Danny. Oh, I love this. Okay, so we'll just slip off this paper here real carefully. Didn't want to go off. Anyway, I'll just leave it like that. So what we have are the oil bath decal for the air cleaner, as well as Ford emblems, the air cleaner numbers, the gauge for the instrument panel. Cool. A little center horn button, I believe. We've got our radio there. We've also got one of the gauges, or maybe that's another gauge on the dashboard. We've got these little vents, and it says Victoria on them. Oh, that is cool. We've got a Ford O-Matic, I think. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Scripting. Got Crestline down here, as well as the V8 logos. We've got two license plates, one being a New York one saying 53 Vic, and then the other Wisconsin. I do believe this one is more modern than the other one. And then we've got little Ford emblems everywhere down on the bottom. Cool. Not too much going on as far as like flames or, Coca-Cola or something on there. But good overall just to have all these emblems. Yeah, for sure, Danny. They would liven up your engine bay, your interior, as well as your exterior. For sure. Well, Danny, I hope you enjoyed that look at our 1953 Ford Victoria. I sure did. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, so much to learn about these Fords. Yeah, they're the intermediary Fords that were from 52 to 54. Yeah. Then they had the big redesign in 55. Yeah, and you covered the model. I did. Well, if you haven't seen that video, please check it out. It's coming up next. And if you enjoy our channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Come over and see what model kits we have available for sale at www.monster-hobbies.ca. And until next time, everybody, we'll see you in the next video. Bye!